He struck me as a well-mannered young man. Hi everyone, it's Scott here from That's English School. 今回は面白い熟語を紹介します。It strikes me. 結論から言いますと、何々と思われる。突然思いつく。It strikes me というのはですね、It seems to me that とか、I noticed that とかですね、同じような意味にはなりますが、よりカジュアルで何かに気づいたことを示す強い、表現です。strike と聞くと衝撃的なイメージがありますよね。打つという意味ですので、スポーツでよく使う言葉。He struck the ball nicely. He struck his opponent with a strong left hook. ということは、strike その単語自体がインパクトのある言葉ですので、そのイメージを、考えながら今回のイディオムを学んでいきましょう。So let's get stuck into the main topic, starting off with the lesson lineup. Part 1, talking about people or things. So we can use strike when we are talking about the impression someone or something gave us. It's similar to seems to be, but feels like it had a stronger impression. How do we use it in a sentence? Let's take a look. She seems to be a good student. So this is a pretty standard, well-known type of sentence. She strikes me as a good student. Strike is often followed by as and an adjective noun combination. She strikes me as being a good student. It's also very common to use it with as plus an ing verb. Be and have are used a lot. We often use this when talking about people and their personalities. We can also ask the question, how did she strike you? Which means, what did you think of her? What was your impression of her? Here are 3 example sentences. She strikes me as being a very laid-back person. I can't really picture her flying off the handle. So to fly off the handle is when someone gets angry suddenly, really quickly. To fly off the handle. My English teacher always struck me as the kind of person who has loads of books in his house. So that means my English teacher made a strong impression of me as a person who loves books. He struck me as the kind of person who has loads of books in his house. The first time I met my best friend, he didn't strike me as the outgoing type, but I was very much mistaken. If someone is very outgoing, it means they're super friendly and they love being with people. The opposite is introverted. That's like a really shy person who doesn't really enjoy talking with people. We can also use it for things. The new Star Wars movie strikes me as one of those movies where you have to know the story inside out to enjoy it. To know something inside out is when you know absolutely everything about the thing or the subject. To know something inside out. Hawaii has always struck me as a great place to retire. You know, a slower pace of life. I can see myself now walking down the beach in Waikiki with a big ice cream in my hand. Their cakes always strike me as having a lot of sugar in them. But nobody else seems to share the same opinion. To share the same opinion means to have the same opinion. We think the same way. Let's review the sentences. Remember to take a screenshot. It's day 5. And the world-famous theatre director Nigel Clutterbuck is deep in rehearsals for his new medieval-themed play. Things don't seem to be going very well. Henry Winterbottom is starting to feel the pressure. This is his first major role, and he's having trouble remembering his lines. And with this skull, I pledge to the people of our nation, we will never ever be at the mercy of such a hideous regime. Okay, let's take 5. Henry, my dear boy, we need more passion. More passion. Yeah. Darling. When I first met you, you struck me as the kind of actor who could really bring out the emotion in this character. The emotion. Okay. You struck me as, the kind of man who could really bring this character to life. I'm just not seeing it. I'm not feeling it. I want to feel it, dear boy. Feel it. It's homework time. So I'm going to give you an English sentence and there's going to be a gap somewhere and I want you to choose either A, B, C or D as the best choice to put in the sentence. Okay, here it is. My neighbor always strikes me as the kind of person who would get diabetes. She's always something, chocolate and salty snacks. Okay, the choices are A, dogging out on, B, pigging out on, C, horsing out on, or D, lining out on. Okay, so choose the answer you think is correct and put it down in the comments below and I'll check them. Okay, if you have any more questions, feel free to go ahead and ask them in the comments too. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Part 2, talking about having an idea. This is kind of a different way to use it struck me. It's often used in the past tense. Strike, struck, struck or stricken. We're talking about struck. It means an idea suddenly came to you like a bolt of lightning. You had a light bulb moment. Aha! Let's look at how it's used. I was making my son's lunchbox at 5 a.m. and it struck me. He should get lunch at the convenience store a few times a week. The Dutch Football Association were first struck with the idea of VAR in 2012 and it is now used all over the world. After hearing a talk from Warren Buffett, it struck me that the best place for my money is in the stock market. Warren Edward Buffett is an American business magnate, investor, and philanthropist. He is currently the chairman and CEO of Berkshire Hathaway. He's one of the most successful investors in the world and has a net worth of over $95 billion as of October 2022, making him the world's 6th wealthiest person. Let's review those sentences. I invite you to take a screenshot. Nigel is at his wit's end. He's starting to think he might have made a mistake in giving Henry such an important role. With the opening night only a few weeks away, tensions are running high as Henry struggles to get into character. Henry, I was having my double espresso and my focaccia al fresco out on the balcony this morning and it struck me. Go on, Nigel. I'm all ears. Well, it struck me that this particular scene would be better without a script. We need to go back to the basics, to improvise. Improvisation! That could be it. Oh, you're a genius. A living legend. Oh, my dear boy, stop it. Darling, it just struck me. Let's learn some more idioms. Click right over here. This is the idiom playlist. あとはわからないことがありましたらね、コメント欄のところのに、何でも聞いてくださいね。すぐ。Okay, see you in the next video. Bye bye.